In this podcast episode, Dr. Mark McLaughlin, a seasoned neurosurgeon with over 25 years of experience and thousands of brain and spine surgeries, shares invaluable insights into fear, performance, and mastering the mind. Drawing from his intense and high-stakes surgical career, his philosophical education, and personal experiences, Dr. McLaughlin explores how fear can impede excellence and how reframing thoughts and emotions can elevate performance. He also delves into the intricate relationship between brain function and the mind, the anatomy of fear, and practical strategies to reshape how the brain works within a month. Dr. McLaughlin emphasizes that fear is the enemy not only in neurosurgery, but in all forms of human performance. He distinguishes fear as the anticipation of an undesirable feeling in the future, which disrupts concentration and causes interference in one's potential. He explains that fear corrodes performance by generating distracting, often catastrophic, thoughts about what might go wrong. His approach to dismantling fear involves either refusing to think about the uncertain future or learning not to fear the feelings that anticipation produces. Preparation for all possible negative outcomes is essential, but worrying about them is counterproductive. Drawing parallels with military and athletic training, he underscores the importance of rehearsing responses to challenges without spiraling into fear. In surgery, every millimeter counts, and Dr. McLaughlin stresses the importance of extreme focus on the present moment. He explains the mantra of being in charge of your thoughts, acknowledging their constant presence, but consciously choosing which thoughts to engage with. Mistakes or unexpected complications are met with protocols such as IRIS, where the first impulsive, self-preserving reactions are suppressed to allow for rational problem-solving. This approach keeps the surgeon engaged in next steps rather than dwelling on past errors. He recounts experiences of critical moments in the OR where presence and methodical thinking saved lives, demonstrating how cognitive discipline under duress is crucial. Dr. McLaughlin discusses the technical aspects of neurosurgery, including the meticulous use of instruments and the importance of incremental, precise actions. He explains how surgeons develop niches over time, focusing on specific types of operations, such as microvascular decompression for trigeminal neuralgia, which involves delicately moving blood vessels away from nerves to alleviate pain. This specialization allows a surgeon to gain mastery and confidence in certain procedures, avoiding tasks better suited for colleagues, which parallels the notion of expert focus in any demanding field. Studying philosophy before medicine provided Dr. McLaughlin with a framework to analyze life beyond the mechanical aspects of surgery. He approaches challenges with curiosity about human patterns and the meaning behind experiences. His story about deciding whether to proceed with surgery after receiving grim news about his father highlights how reframing fear with love and purpose can transform anxiety into courage. He credits philosophical reflections, particularly on acceptance and identity, with helping him overcome long-held self-judgments tied to outcomes in his career. These reflections enabled him to integrate personal loss and professional demands to serve better and love more deeply. Throughout his career, Dr. McLaughlin has wrestled with the emotional aftermath of patient outcomes, learning to avoid blaming himself based on idealized standards. He speaks candidly about carrying the trauma of complications and ultimately reframing those experiences through acceptance and responsibility, not blame. He contrasts esteem as a roller coaster of judgment with true self-identity, which is a grounded, non-judgmental acceptance of oneself and one's limitations. Responsibility for him involves acknowledging one's role as the cause of actions without falling into fault-finding, allowing for growth and leadership. While neurosurgery focuses on the brain's physicality, Dr. McLaughlin recognizes that the study of the mind, thoughts, feelings, and consciousness extends beyond traditional medical training. He refers to research on brain hemispheres and discusses how language shapes thoughts and reality. For example, reframing words like luck to gratitude or hard to challenging can shift mindset. He ties this to neuroplasticity, highlighting that the brain continually adapts to experiences and intentional cognitive work. This interplay shows how mental framing can influence brain structure and function, and ultimately behavior. Dr. McLaughlin recounts a pivotal case where a cyst appeared on scans but was missing during surgery. This black swan moment pushed him into uncertainty, but slowing down, reassessing, and calling for support helped him navigate the unexpected. Such moments of clinical unpredictability demonstrate how expertise is not just technical skill, but also psychological resilience and adaptability. He notes that transformation in skill often comes from these challenging experiences, where a surgeon must rely on training and presence rather than instinct alone. Fear of others' opinions is a significant barrier to personal and professional growth. McLaughlin advises that relinquishing judgmental stances, both of others and oneself, is essential to reduce anxiety. Judgmentalness breeds interference in performance because it triggers fear about reputation or failure. He advocates for compassionate interventions when dealing with others' misdeeds, focusing on accountability without harsh judgment. He also suggests that alleviating concern about external opinions begins with shedding one's own internal criticism. Dr. McLaughlin introduces a quadrant framework based on a Cartesian XY axis to understand events as either tools or obstacles and subjectively positive or negative. This model helps dissect fear-inducing events by separating objective facts from emotional responses, allowing a person to engage more intentionally with challenges. He contrasts flow states with calm before the storm, all is lost, and birthing a new skill set experiences, all part of the human journey. This analytical approach to fear enables transformation by reframing events and promoting love and purpose over paralysis. Highlighting the brain's neuroplasticity, McLaughlin stresses the importance of deliberate practice and healthy habits, not merely repetition under pressure. He points out the need to weaken unhelpful habits before dismantling them completely. Physical wellness through exercise, diet, and safety measures like helmet use supports brain health. Mentally, he underscores curating language and thoughts to foster positive change. For instance, moving away from judgmental self-talk allows better leadership and personal evolution. Despite his extensive experience, Dr. McLaughlin identifies leadership as a continuous area for growth. He connects leadership to accepting responsibility, not as blame but as the cause and source of change. Denying responsibility stagnates learning and diminishes power, while embracing it expands one's capacity to influence outcomes constructively. This philosophy applies both in the operating room and in personal relationships, including parenting adult children. Rather than compartmentalizing difficult thoughts or emotions, Dr. McLaughlin suggests integrating awareness of personal connections, such as knowing the age and story of a patient, into the surgical process. He finds that acknowledging these feelings supports focused action rather than distraction. Similarly, operating on friends challenges traditional boundaries but exemplifies trust and commitment, showing how emotional integration and professional expertise can coexist effectively. Protecting the brain through lifestyle choices is fundamental. McLaughlin advocates avoiding insults like toxins, maintaining cardiovascular health, practicing good hygiene, and staying physically active. Coupled with mental discipline in choosing thoughts and breaking harmful habits, this approach helps preserve cognitive function and resilience. He emphasizes hydration over unhealthy snacking during stressful situations as a simple practical example. Dr. McLaughlin shares his 3 essential truths: gratitude for the past as the foundation of the present, acceptance of the present as it is, and responsibility for shaping the future. His definition of greatness revolves around authentic human connection and meaningful contribution, one interaction at a time. His reflections encapsulate a life dedicated to mastering fear, fostering love, and continually refining performance through humility and purpose.